Hi guys. So, 2 years after launching the immensely popular Apple AirPods Pro 2, Apple has finally launched the very similar AirPods Pro 3. I have been using this earphones for the last week or so. Apple claims that it has the world's best active noise cancellation, and let's see how good this earphones is. Honestly, Apple has a super high bar to meet. The last generation AirPods Pro 2 was such a great product. It had great battery life, great ANC, great form factor, great sound. It was my primary earphones for the last 2 years or so. Used it for meetings, in flights, for audio calls, for gaming, all of that. It has never let me down. So let's see how does the new AirPods Pro 3 stack up against the previous generation AirPods Pro 2, and is it a worthwhile buy in 2025? Now let's unbox the new AirPods. We have some documentation, then the AirPods itself, and the ear tips. The new AirPods comes with 5 ear tips of different sizes, 4 in the box and 1 attached to the AirPods itself. The previous generation AirPods only came with a total of 4 ear tips. Funny how there is no adapter or even a charging cable in the box. I guess Apple assumes that if you buy an AirPods, you probably already have an USB-C charging cable lying around, which I would say is not an unfair assumption to make. So here I have the older AirPods Pro 2 with the black lanyard in my left hand, and in my right hand I have the newer AirPods Pro 3. As you can see, they both have a very similar form factor, but the AirPods Pro 3 is just a bit larger than the older version. One difference here is that the light on the new AirPods is under the case and only visible when it's turned on. But when it is turned on, it's way brighter than the previous AirPods. The new AirPods Pro 3 also does not have a pairing button on the back like we used to have with the older AirPods. To pair a new device with the new AirPods, you open the case and tap the front of the case twice. Then the light blinks white, and that's when you know you are ready to pair. We know these are all very minor cosmetic changes. Nobody really cares if the light is above or beneath the case or if there is a button or not. But this design choice from Apple really makes the product feel more simple and clean. And that is definitely in line with Apple's design philosophy. Also, if you look carefully at the shape of the newer Air, they are just a bit different compared to the previous version. They are bit more pointed, and that will help have a better fit in your ear. Overall, I absolutely used to love the design language of the AirPods, and now with the latest AirPods Pro 3, I think I love it even more. It's very simple and clean, and even though it's just a bit larger than the AirPods Pro 2, it's still got a super tiny footprint that makes it a joy to carry and use. Okay, now let's test out the active noise cancellation for the AirPods Pro 3. We have the AirPods Pro 2 and AirPods Pro 3 here with me right now. The active noise cancellation was the favorite feature for me on my older AirPods Pro 2. I absolutely loved how it cocooned you in this world of silence. And so I'm super excited to see how Apple has improved on this active noise cancellation, especially with Apple claiming that the new AirPods has the world's best active noise cancellation. So I have my AC running in the background. Let's first see with the AirPods Pro 2, the older AirPods, how does the active noise cancellation look like? Yeah, it's so much better. I can barely hear my AC running on in the background. I hear this slight low range rumble, but that's pretty much it. I still know that there is something in the background, but it's barely there. Okay, now let's try out the AirPods Pro 3. Turn that on. Wow. I cannot hear anything. It's complete and absolute silence. No. It's it's like you're transported into this whole new world and all your senses are muted. You cannot hear anything. It takes some time to get used to, and it's so weird. It feels weird to talk when you cannot hear basically anything around you. Yeah, I think Apple has definitely, you know, lived up to. Possibly, I wouldn't say this has the world's best active noise cancellation. I'm sure there are over the ear headphones which have better active noise cancellation. But if you're somebody like me and if your ears tend to be hot and sweaty when you wear over the ear headphones, this is definitely the better option with in ear headphones. Yeah, great active noise cancellation. It's one of the best active noise cancellation I've experienced. This is a mic test for the new AirPods. I am using the microphones on the new AirPods Pro 3 to record audio for this portion of the video. The transparency mode is turned on, and I have my AC unit in the background. It's humming away. Let me know how the sound quality feels like in the comments. Now, let me turn on the active noise cancellation. Okay, the active noise cancellation is now on. I cannot hear anything. It's complete silence. Let me know now how the audio quality sounds like. Apple has promised that the microphone quality has improved. And I think so far I felt that it has definitely improved from the previous generation AirPods Pro 2. Let me know how in the comments. What do you think about the microphone quality? The AirPods Pro 3 has a bunch of new tech features. With the new iOS 26 and Apple Intelligence turned on, you can have this new live language translation feature in the AirPods Pro 2, AirPods Pro 3, and AirPods 4, where you can translate a language in real time and hear it through your AirPod. The translations are done completely on device, and you have to download each language before you translate it. The language translation is around 60 to 70% accurate. It doesn't really catch specific phrases or colloquial terms, but overall, for more intentional one on one conversation, it does live translation well enough for two people to communicate and understand each other. The second feature is the heart rate monitor on each of the AirPods. I found this to be not as accurate as the Apple Watch, but for someone who doesn't have an Apple Watch but still wants to work out and track their heart rate, it's a good replacement. Also have camera controls through the AirPods. You can take a photo or a video by clicking the stem of the AirPods. Apple has still kept the same H2 chip with the new AirPods Pro 3, the same chip that we saw in the AirPods Pro 2. So, should you buy the AirPods Pro 3, especially if you have the older AirPods Pro 2 with you? I think the answer is it depends. I personally don't care about the features that Apple has launched with this AirPods. For heart rate monitoring, I would rather use my Apple Watch. And I think the live translation and Apple Intelligence features are still very new. I would wait for a few more generations before those features mature and I'm able to actually get value out of those features. But not counting those, I think the product itself is really good. It's got better battery life, better ANC, better sound than the previous generation. And the best part, Apple has still managed to keep the same price point of $250. And if you wait for a few months, I'm sure these would be available for, let's say, $200 from Walmart or Amazon. So, if you are somebody who finds value from these new health features, if you don't have an Apple Watch and would still like to check your heart rate while working out, or you don't have the older AirPods Pro 2 and just want one AirPods to replace to be your primary earphones, then I would definitely recommend the AirPods Pro 3. It is definitely a great product.